Tracker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Trekker here, and a couple of things. First of all, yes, this is kind of a continuation of the 10,000 sub celebration from earlier. I'm very stoked about that, very exciting. Nice to see that the channel is getting some traction and moving in the right direction. And it's funny because we even got that new subscriber during the opening credits, and so it's not slowing down at all, that's really kind of exciting. Like when I look at, let's take a look what the count is right now. So this morning, I was at about 9,920 subscribers. So I was thinking, oh, we might hit 10,000 by the end of next week, you know, because 80 subscribers away, that's not too bad. But as of right now, we're at 10,035 subscribers. So granted, I know it's nothing like when, you know, Nerdrotic gets 10,000 subscribers in a day or something. But for me, that's significant movement and very exciting. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering about the name of this live stream and what I want, and really the main reason I decided to do this stream, because I've been working on editing my 10,000 subscriber video, but this, you know, sometimes we, as the nerd community, you know, we just kind of got to lift each other up every now and then when we can. So if anybody hears from him, send him your best wishes, and, you know, if you're a believer, pray, and all that. So here's what's going on. Trek95, he is fine. However, Trek95's mother took a tumble today, apparently, and broke her wrist. I don't think, from my understanding, I don't believe it's life-threatening, but they are taking her in for emergency surgery for her wrist. And as many of you know, elderly person, a significant bone fracture can be very, very difficult to recover from. That's basically why the stream is called what it is. Trek95 has been talking to Mrs. Anti-Trekker about the situation, so she's been filling me in on all of that. So hopefully, Trek95, if you ever see this, we are, you know, you've got our thoughts and prayers. I certainly hope that your mother pulls through as quickly and as painlessly as possible. But we're all rooting for you, my friend. So with that out of the way, that's the main thing. Other than that, I'm just, you know, besides being worried for Trek95, I am more or less also I'm also excited about the 10,000 subs. So, I mean, that's something that I was not expecting. So, and yes, even though he cheated to do it, Rock Solid is the official 10,000th subscriber to the channel. So Resolute was first in the chat. Welcome, my friend. John the Former Peasant says hi. Bradley says up all. Darth Revan is first. Mike Richard says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Hey, Mike. Darth Revan says his Trek95 okay. Obviously, I just explained that. DeMarco says hi. Rambling Canuck, good to see you, my friend. My pain brother in another nation. Doesn't rhyme, but yep. We know what you're talking about. Says hello. John the former peasant says, I'm number 2. Indeed you are. And we all know that here, number 2 is the most prestigious position. John DeMarco says, congrats on the 10,000. Thank you so much, my friend. It's so exciting, to know that the channel is actually growing and hopefully will grow leaps and bounds beyond. And Orville Nation puts $5. Thank you. So he's got to run, but wanted to congratulate you, my friend, on the 10,000. Thank you so much, Orville Nation. I really love the support, and just thank you, man. Thanks for being a friend. Thanks for being a supporter, and thanks for being a part of the nerd community. Second stream, who jailed Bird to make this happen? Well, like I said, it's this stream. I want to make sure I got the word out on Trek95. And I also I've been editing nonstop since the other stream. And honestly, I'm kind of tired right now. My leg is hurting because I don't normally sit up this long. After this stream, I'm going to lay down for a while. And Mr. Miles, if he's able, will do some of the editing for me. And then I'll probably come back to it first thing in the morning. But I do have my nerve study tomorrow as well. So I got a lot on my plate right now to get this stuff done. Bradley says, I swear smashing that like button F's me out of being first every time. That's all right. It is the thought that counts. And the likes obviously help. In fact, that's part of the reason that these last couple of videos have been so successful is a lot of you guys hitting that like button puts it out there in the algorithm for people to see it as a suggested video. So thank you. Daniel says, anti-Trekker rules the fandom. Definitely not.
Hello.
And Luke puts a couple of euros in and says, hello, Mr. 10,000. How are you? And number 12. You got it, my French friend. Here you go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to The Lore Reloaded. I am The Lore Reloaded, your wondrous host.
You're so bad that when you come on screen, people don't drink. They punch themselves in the dick for 5 straight minutes.
Ah, yes, nothing like a little Deadpool. But no, I don't want to rule the fandom. I just want to be a part of it, and that I'm excited to say I am a part of the fandom. But so are you. I know we had the joke about Nerdrotic ruling the fandom, but even Nerdrotic said in that stream, nobody rules the fandom. The fandom is just whoever wants to be in it. The fandom menace. Darren says, why are you on again? I'm not supposed to see you anymore today. Just kidding. More anti-Trekkers always good. Thank you, Darren. And I think I already explained that. Darth Revan says, congrats on the 10K. Now tell the bloody story. That's why I'm editing the video. And Thomas Potts puts a $1.99, says, poops, pips, and peeps. I saw what you did. I thought you would appreciate that, Thomas. At number 24.
What's up, guys? This is James from The Lore Reloaded. I am your lore master to... Oh God! Not again! Oh.
Huh? Huh? Now, Darth, as far as the story of the name, that is the video I've been frantically editing for the last couple of hours. That video will go live tomorrow, and that will be my official explanation. I want to make sure that I didn't leave anything out, that I didn't stumble on my words, so there'll be an actual video on the record for everybody to see that actually cares. And that way, in the future, if somebody comes onto a live stream and says, so, why are you calling yourself the anti-Trekker? Why are you a turd emoji? Do you hate Star Trek? Then you guys can just say, hey, go watch the video he did on it. Thomas Preston got a CBS All Access ad. That's rather interesting. Darren says, red turd alert. Indeed, this has definitely been a red turd kind of day. Resolute says, now that you're big time, YouTube is actually sending out notifications. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Amazing. All of a sudden, YouTube cares about me now that I make them a little bit more money, although I'm not big time yet. I consider big time to be like Nerdrotic Doomcock level. Once you break 6 digits, right, when you're 100,000, that's big time to me. I consider a small channel to be about 10,000 or less. I consider a medium-sized channel to be between 10 and 90,000. And once you break 100, then I consider you a large channel. That's kind of how I've always looked at it. So I'm now at the bottom end of medium. Now, some people would say a small channel is maybe 25,000 or less, but I remember being at 1,000, listening to people say, oh, you know, small channels like these little 15, 20,000, and I just want to say, F you, man. You know, so I'm not going to go there. I think that when you do break 10,000, I think it's false humility to call yourself a small channel at that point. You are a medium-sized channel. But it would be hubris to call yourself a large channel. Let's see. 19 watching with 7 likes. Well, I actually show 22 likes and 41 watching, but then I'm always behind in the chat. Mr. Captain says, you hit 10K. Congratulations. Awesome milestone. Now, about that name, that's what I was just saying, Mr. Captain. Watch for that next video. John DeMarco says, prayers to you and your mom, Trek95. Excellent. I didn't see, is Trek95 here? If he is, then, we definitely want to wish him well. Orville Nation puts $5, says, Enter, gotta run. And, oh, yeah, I read that already. But thank you, Orville Nation. You are awesome. Thomas says, what happened? I think I already explained it, so let me know if you missed it. Shouldn't the poo be green for hitting 10K? Well, you would think so, but the problem is the pain. The poo color is not about the number of subs. It's about the pain level in my knee. I would give you 10, but I'm on a strict budget for the next week. That's okay, Darth. I totally understand it. And you know, it has always been my philosophy and my statement and my credo. I really love it when you guys can give, but never, ever, ever give more than you can afford. Never. Not for me, not for anybody else. And there is Luke's super chat. Thank you, my fine Frenchman. I'm surprised to see you up this late, but good to see you nonetheless. And now Thomas says 28 watching with 17 likes. Well, now I see 42 watching with 28 likes. So we're actually doing pretty good. And there is Trek95. Hey, Trek95 says, Anti-Trekker, you are too kind. No, my friend, I appreciate your patience because you sent me a bunch of messages. And let me tell you guys, and this is where it gets a little difficult for me, is that people are sending me messages left and right. Like, I'm getting dozens of messages through Twitter, through Discord, through antitrekker.com, and I can't answer them all. It's just not feasible. I would never get a video done if I actually answered all the messages that I get. And I thank each and every one of you for sending it to me, but I can't always get back to you. And Trek95, you messaged me a couple of times, and I didn't get back to you, and I'm truly sorry. However, you did manage to reach out to Mrs. Anti-Trekker, who fortunately saw your message. And so thank you for that. And by the way, guys, I will tell you, this is something that, and I did talk to Mrs. Anti-Trekker about this. If you have a matter of great import, not a, hi, how you doing? Not a, hey, did you hear about this rumor about Star Trek? But something serious like what Trek95 is going through right now, or something that really, really needs to get the attention of the community. You can reach out to Mrs. Anti-Trekker on my Discord. All right. And you have her permission to do so. But please save that for when it's something important. Don't just, I know you guys love her, but, don't flood her inbox with, hey, Mrs. Anti-Trekker, you got such a hot voice. Okay. I know some of you are thinking of doing that right now. Don't do that. But if there's something important going on, that you want prayer on, that you want thoughts on, that you want, or you just want to get to my attention and you feel it's really, really urgent, that's the way to do it, because I can't keep up now. John says, Orville Nation needs a second channel, Alien Nation. Hey, not a bad idea. Alexander Brooks says, wow, 10K. Yes, I'm blown away. I was not expecting it. Robert says, congrats on the 10K subs and best wishes to Trek95. Thank you, and thank you. And there's Thomas's super chat with poops, pits, and peeps. I hope you like that, Thomas. I did that just for you. I'm glad you have something to hold on during that test tomorrow. You're going to need it. Yeah, I tell you that. I'm not looking forward to that test. So for those of you that don't know, they're doing a nerve study on my leg tomorrow to try and figure out if they can determine where the damage is and maybe how bad it is. Story of the Name coming soon. Yes, it is coming tomorrow, Alexander. It will be a video that I'm not sure exactly. I've said all along, I'll probably just call the video, why do I call myself the Anti-Trekker? So that'll probably be the name of the video. Mr. Cat says, how many more subs till this is a full-time job? Well, that's a tough one. I can't quantify it exactly because it's more about views than subs. When me and Mr. Miles are getting enough views on the channel to where the channel replaces the income from a job, that's that moment. Now, I joke about 100,000 subs because that's where Nerderotic and Doomcock and stuff, they are. I know that when we get to that kind of level, we'll be able to do it. But I would say probably realistically 40, maybe 50,000. From my understanding, talking to other people that have made the climb in YouTube. Captain MKG says, I can like again. Congrats on the 10K. Thank you. Mr. Wolverine says, howdy there, Mr. Friend Buddy. Absolutely love seeing you and RMB go at it yesterday. Give me some hope for the fandom. Love you both. Congrats for 10K. Thank you. And I had a great time with arguing with Mr. Bennett yesterday on Midnight's Edge. That was a lot of fun. Mr. Bennett, for those of you that don't know, I don't follow his channel. I've never met him before yesterday. In fact, I've never heard of him before yesterday. But he's a very intelligent guy. He's about my age. And he and I had a fundamental disagreement about the relative value of Kathleen Kennedy as a producer. And we went at it for quite a while. And it was a good, spirited debate. But in the spirit of good, spirited debates, neither one of us were pissed off. We were arguing passionately, but we were not arguing out of hatred. And so it was, I think, a really, really good debate. So, yeah. Admiral Saval's in the house. How you doing, my friend? Bradley says a small channel these days is 1 million. Well, maybe small in the eyes of YouTube, yes. Kevin Jones says even big channels have to start out small. That is very true, unless, well, you're a big corporate channel that YouTube just decides to help out. Mr. Captain says Trek95 is the best, but your mother hopes she gets well soon. Absolutely. Darth Ren says, I showed my best friend Baby Yoda when he made the noises. Her quote was, Jesus Christ on a bike. I want one. Real name. Go to where Star Wars is and kidnap that baby. I tell you, that thing is so sickeningly cute. Yeah. Trek95 says, red turd here as well. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. And I assume your mom is in surgery now, so I hope that that is going well. I don't expect to get any news before I'm done, because this is not going to be a long live stream. But, definitely let Mrs. Anti-Trekker know when the results are in. And Sci-Fi Nation puts $10 in. I didn't catch what it said, but thank you, my friend. I will get to that just as quick as I can. And John Araki also put in $1. Thank you, my friend. You guys are freaking awesome. DJ says, hail Anti-Trekker, congrats, I made you a video. Oh, geez, I'm afraid to look. DJ, you do some disturbing content sometimes, I just got to say. But all right, I'll bring up your channel here. You're dragging down the live stream just because everything's got to be about you. DJ Odyssey, what did you do? There's the bunny man. Oh, I see you grabbed a video of me in the bunny suit. Very, very awesome. So here's what, let's see, we bring this over here. This is what DJ did here.
Hello, YouTube. This is your demented pink bunny. I am in full outfit today because I wanted to say congratulations to the Anti-Trekker for making 10K. Yes, he now has 10,000 subscribers. Now, I'd like to take some credit for that, but, well, I think maybe 2 people at most that I told about Anti-Trekker actually subscribed to him. So I really can't take credit there. Actually, I kind of think maybe some of the videos he used of me in the bunny suit might have kind of slowed him down, maybe, too. I know there was times it was driving people nuts having to see the pink bunny dancing all over your screen there, Anti-Trekker. Or as some called me at the time, Piglet. So, I can't take any credit whatsoever. I can't. But I can say congratulations. It's well worth it. You are a great little YouTuber. Well, I shouldn't say little either, because you're over 10K now. You're growing faster than some of us. But congratulations. From your demented pink bunny, this is the Anti-Trekker. Go check him out, man. I will have, actually, if you go to my webpage, you'll see him in the highlighted section of YouTubers. I'm pretty sure I put him in there. I'll put him in. Just go find him. The Anti-Trekker, yes. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, DJ. Thank you, my friend. That was very kind. Not nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be. So that was very, very kind. And there. Don't want to autoplay now. John says, Anti-Trekker is a small, medium at large. Indeed, I am. Trek95 does say I am here. Yes, because I'm so far behind in the chat. And Admiral Saval says, congratulations again. Thank you. Thomas says, I was talking with my boss. Didn't hear what happened. Oh, well, Trek95's mother took a tumble and is in surgery right now. And so that's basically what's going on. That's the downside. The upside, obviously, is 10,000 subs, which I think is kind of cool that I hit 10,000 subs on the same day that Doomcock hit 100,000, and by pure coincidence, the same day that I managed to get the credits updated. Indie Tiger says, congratulations on 10,000. Thank you, my friend. Commander Sutter says, hey, Trey, thank you for supplying awesome content to help me stay awake. My crap is down. My CPAP, I'm sorry, is down. Oh, man, that sucks. Waiting on parts. I'm here at work doing a double shift of 4 hours of sleep. Awesome video yesterday. Thank you so much. That video was awesome. Mr. Miles gets all the credit for that. All I did was write and read it, but Mr. Miles put all the magic together and did a wonderful job. I did assemble some of the clips for him, but that's easy. the CPAP being that's my CPAP is completely out of commission. The mask is just completely toast, and I'm trying to get through to the sleep center here in Murfreesboro to get a replacement, but it's going to take forever. Daniel says, "What is your favorite ship or class in all of Trek?" Okay, everybody say it together. Constitution class. Yes, I'm an old school. I love the original Constitution class, and probably that will always be my favorite. And part of that is nostalgia. It's bias, I admit it, because I was born during the second season, and yeah, I absolutely love Trek back all the way back to then. So Miss Santrick is your social director. Well, she is the person. Yeah, if you got to get a hold of me, go through her because she's kind of the gatekeeper to get to me. that's what it's going to end up being. Arsaka, or however I can never pronounce it. My prediction is you identify as a Trekkie and not a Trekker. Well, you will find out in just a scant few hours, I hope. Darth Ren says, I helped Trek95 get in contact with her, and I'm happy to help any new guys who want help on Discord. Thank you, Darth Revan. Yes, I did. I appreciate that. For Anti-Trekker's secretary, call Bird of Prey at 555-666-6969, where Bird will, Soul of Orion says, what caused the nerve damage? Surgery. I actually had knee replacement surgery on October 3rd, and basically it takes a few weeks before you recover, but as the knee has been healing, I can't move my leg. Well, I can move like parts of it. Like I can move my ankle just fine. It's not paralyzed like you think of. And Jeffrey, thank you for subscribing if you're here, and if you're not here, well, thanks out in the ether. It's not paralyzed per se, like the whole leg isn't paralyzed. I can move my toes, I can move my ankle, I can even move my knee a little bit, but I cannot move the joint, the hip joint area. I can't lift my leg. And so it's like completely dead. I sit there and strain and grunt and groan, and it just doesn't move. And they basically, there's a couple of possibilities for some. One is like a common thing that happens is they do a tourniquet on your leg during that type of surgery, and that can cause some soft tissue damage. So they did an MRI, everything looked clear. So it's definitely not that. And so the other major possibility that is nerve damage, and depending on the extent, severity, and all that, it could mean a few months before it heals. It could literally mean never. It just depends on how bad it is. And let's see, back to, and there is John Araki's 99 cents thing. Oh, it was one of those turd stickers. I'm kind of bummed that the turd sticker is only 99 cents. You know what they should do? They should have an anti-Trekker turd sticker with the glasses and everything. That's like, $100. I think that would be fair. He has a Wikipedia article. Wow. Well, I guess I was arguing with someone important if he had, oh yeah, there he is. Not a huge Wikipedia article, but very cool. So I will definitely check that out. Sci-Fi Nation, there's his $10. Thanks for the patience. Says, greetings, Antrick and fellow nerds. Congrats on 10K, my friend. It's truly deserved. I don't think so, but I appreciate it. Here's 10,000 more and beyond. The future holds nothing but great things for you. Dealer's choice for Super Chat. Wow. Let's see. Well, I'm going to do the same one that I did when I got Dealer's Choice on a $10 Super Chat today because it's my absolute favorite one.
In the great bowl of the Justice League, there floats the world's 4 greatest turds. Created from cosmic indigestion, Super Turd. Wonder Turd. Bat Turd. Aqua Turd. And those 2 junior Super Turds, Lore Reloaded and Punchy the Wonder Cat.
So that's why his name sounded so familiar. Robert Burnett, the guy that I was arguing with, he directed Free Enterprise. So that's kind of cool. I've never had no idea that he directed that one. I've seen Free Enterprise a long time ago. I barely remember it now, but very cool. So I did not know that's who I was arguing with. Although, granted, we weren't disagreeing on matters of Star Trek. We were really disagreeing about Kathleen Kennedy.
Hello.
And Trek95, thank you so much, puts $2 in, says, thank you for all your thoughts and prayers for Joshua. All right, I will make sure that Joshua gets that. He will love that. Luke says, big things have small beginnings. That is true. Thank you. Elwin Ransom says, congrats and God's bless from a loyal lurker. Thank you, Elwin. Yeah, and you know what? All you lurkers out there, I know there's a few of you out there. There are people that watch the live streams and the regular videos and never comment, never say anything. Thank you to all of you, because you know what? You guys are what keeps the numbers high enough to where the channel grows. So, you know, I appreciate it. Trek95 says she's going into surgery right now. I'll let Mrs. Anti-Trekker know. Absolutely. Thank you. Jeff Franklin says, congrats on being in the 10K club. Thank you, my friend. Oh, I got to clear that. I just realized that I had, you know, DJ Odyssey on the other screen was like creeping me out. Chief Carter's Cooking Corner says, hey, I'm new to the channel, but congrats on 10K. Thank you, Chief Carter's Cooking Corner. I do appreciate it. By the way, just so you know, I did notice a different name there, and that's why I read it. Normally, especially when I'm a few minutes behind in the chat, I only read the chats that have @Anti-Trekker in them. So make sure you do that. And it does have to have the dash in it for it to highlight on my screen. If you do that, that makes it much easier. I'll show you guys actually, because I know people are like, what are you talking about, Anti-Trekker? So if I go to bring up, this is the actual chat. All those orange blurbs there are when people put @Anti-Trekker in there. It makes it much, much easier for me to follow when that's what I see. So if you want me to read your chat, put that in there so that I can see your chat. And now, of course, I've completely screwed up the chat, so I need to, let's see, that's not, I already passed that, I think. There's sci-fi. Yeah, there he goes. Now, Vile Mike says, I'm a big corporate-sponsored YouTube channel. Well, kind of, sort of. Okay, I supported by a business, a small one, on eBay. I should still get help from YouTube, right? Nope, you got to be a big corporate. Little YouTube doesn't count. But everybody, you should check out, if you're not already, do check out Vile Mike's channel. He and his daughter, who he calls the Vile Child. I love that, by the way. I absolutely love that. I wish I had thought of it. But if you should check it out. They do reviews of classic Trek. It's a lot of fun. Rock Solid says, check Discord. No reason. Just haven't heard you bastard. Yeah. That's not going to be happening. No. Mr. Cat says, your name video tomorrow needs to be called 10K Forward. Now, the video will just be called Why I'm Called the Anti-Trekker. It's probably not going to get a lot of views because it's only for people that really want to know. You think DJ is bad now. Wait till he gets that unicorn suit. Oh, yeah, that's going to be scary. Trek95 says, have you seen Mr. Miles' video? Yes. Yes, I have. And only because you mentioned it, I'll find it here. Let's see. Mr. Miles. Let's see. There's Mr. Miles' channel. So Mr. Miles thinks he's really, really clever here. So this is Mr. Miles' fake news video. He's very good at producing fake news, so I will give him credit there. So this is Mr. Miles' video. As far as terrible stories and poorly written, I don't know what you're smoking. Yeah, there's some bad episodes, for sure. There are some episodes that make me cringe, like Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. That's a bad story. You know, the Balance of Terror, it made me want to vomit. The Doomsday Machine. There are the Enterprise incident. There are a lot of classic episodes of Trek that is absolutely horrible. But there are some episodes that are incredibly good and ahead of their time. And The Children Shall Lead is very well written. Turnabout Intruder, classic episode. I hate you, Mr. Miles. You freaking as far as terrible jerk. Yeah, let me get that off my screen because that's just so offensive and wrong. All right. Wesley's in the house, says, greetings, turds, birds, and space engineers. Hey, Wesley, how you doing? And so let's see. So Mike is an XXL waist in size. About that, yes. Jeff Franklin says the Tribbles are the origin of the planet killer. You know what? Make a convincing argument for that, and I will forever plug your channel. Darth Revan says, you don't have to reply to my Twitter. Just keep you informed. We'll get a view of what kind of man he is. Absolutely, Darth. I saw that you sent that to me. I haven't read it yet. Sci-Fi says, Mecha Random 42 hit 50K also. Oh, well, congratulations to her. I did not realize she hit 50K today. So very cool. I knew she was getting up there. So Doomcock at 100, Mecha at 50, and me at 10. Something seems unfair there. But that's okay. I love Doomcock and Mecha. I hang out with Mecha every Wednesday. For those of you that don't know, Midnight's Edge After Dark on Wednesday, I'm almost always there. It's a lot of fun, and that's actually how I got to debate the great Robert Bennett. Robert Smith says, congratulations on 10K. Thank you, my friend. The constipation class. That's good. Don't lie. You loves your Crawford class more than any other ship in Trek. Well, true, but that one's still in development, and I do. The thing that pisses me off about the leg thing is that it's slowing me down from getting back into 3D printing, and I really want to get back into that. And Soul of Orion 25, I don't think I've seen you around before, says, I have watched Anti-Tracker on my brother's computer when he chatted here, but have only recently done it personally. Well, very cool. Welcome, Soul of Orion 25, even though you may have been around for a while. I appreciate it. Darth Vader says, what would you feel if we discovered there was a workhorse ship of the time called the Constellation class? It was a tiny ship for, say, mines and colonies, but we never saw it. I don't know. I don't know what I would think about it. I wouldn't necessarily have an opinion on it if we've never seen it. So someone did a Vulcan nerve pinch on your knee. Well, actually, the nerve pinch is not on the knee specifically because it's the hip. And it's funny because there are different types of nerve damage. You have nerves that send impulses to your brain for like feeling, like physical touch and pain and all that. And you have nerves that go from your brain to your muscles to tell them to do stuff. And that's what's damaged. I can feel everything in my leg just fine, except for right where the surgery site was, which is normal. If you've ever had surgery, you know that it's common to have a little area of numbness around the surgical site. But, so I can feel my leg just fine, but I can't move it. So, it's funny because part of me thinks that, if you can't move, it'd be nice if you didn't feel it so you couldn't feel any pain. But yeah, that's just not going to happen. All right. Back to it. And Thomas says, thanks for reminding me, Piglet. Yes, everybody remember that DJ Odyssey's real username is Piglet. And let's see. Darren says, Andrew, could the leg paralysis be psychosomatic? I don't know. I suppose it's possible. But it doesn't seem like it because it's not like I want the leg to fail. I would, even though, yeah, having more time off of work could sound pleasant, but, I haven't been paid in months. And I'll tell you, something that really, really hurts me personally is Mrs. Anti-Checker got about $50,000 from her mother-in-law when she died, or from my mother-in-law when she died. And that's down to like $10,000 now. I mean, we spent $40,000 because of the increase in medical bills plus living expenses and stuff. And I haven't been able to produce much in the line of YouTube videos, so my income from YouTube has actually been down during that time. So I feel horrible about it, but because I hope one day as the channel grows to be able to make that up to her. I truly do. But yeah, so it's not like I want to stay off work. Unless, now if the channel got up to 100,000 subs by the end of the year, fine. I ain't going back, but that's not going to happen right now. Val Mike says, I sit there and grunt and strain, but it won't move. Antrager definitely not talking about his bedroom. I hate you. Bunch of jerks here. Commander Center says, you should make the Crawford class quantum torpedo gunships and space engineers. That's not a bad idea, although that would take a lot of work to make a Crawford class ship. And for those of you that don't know, I don't have it in reach, but I did make a prototype that I'm gonna work on modifying for the final version. And there's Trek95 Super Chat. Thank you again, Trek95. Not necessary, but thank you truly. Tim Christ says, greetings, Trekkers. How you doing, Tim? Josh says, before you do any other project, you need to do the script for Super Turds versus the Legion of Doomcock. I got a couple of projects I got to do before I can even start thinking about that. Believe me, I got so much on my plate. It's not even funny. And the hardest thing is just not being able to get a lot of work done because of the leg. I know it sounds stupid because, hey, if your leg's not working, What's the problem? You know, you don't have to walk around to make a video, which is true. But just like with my regular job, I don't have to walk around. But the problem is it's aggravating. The longer I sit up, the greater the pain gets. So like today, it's a pretty bad day because I've been up pretty much all day. And like it just makes it so that it becomes harder and harder and harder to focus and concentrate on anything. Robert Smith, who of course has Mrs. Anti-Trekker's favorite username, says, my childhood was during Star Trek The Next Generation, but personally my all-time favorite ship would be the NX-01. I do like the NX-01. It is a nice looking ship. And the interior sets of the NX-01 feel about the most real. Admiral Saval says, Voyager Threshold is the best Trek. I'm not going to even finish that, although you already got enough to try and blackmail me with it. Trek Reviewer says, hi, how you doing, my friend? Darth Revan is throwing a nasty thing in there because he's Darth Revan. Tim Christ says, Antrigger, like this. Antrigger, how about this? And Antrigger, yes, just like that. That's what you need to do. Alexander says, hello, Anti-Trigger. Yes, I am here. Soul of Orion says, oh, have you guys heard about the meteor shower tonight? 400 per hour. It starts in 2 hours. I did not know there was a meteor shower tonight. I don't know if it'll be particularly visible from where I'm at. I don't know what the weather's like, but if all is confirmed, I will try to get outside for at least a few minutes in a couple hours. Bad Wolf 66. Haven't seen you in a little while. Bad Wolf, how you doing? Like your theory on the Borg being a sort of symbiotic parasitic life form, it sort of makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. If you consider that the brain parasites of Deneva are almost, blow by blow having the same abilities as the Borg, just in an organic sense. Bob Mike says, you have the anti-child and the anti-anti-child, so that works. Yes, but I need to, you see, unfortunately, the anti-child, who is the real, because Joshua, I love him to death, but he doesn't care for Star Trek, Star Wars. He's not a nerd like that. He likes other stuff that like, like mostly like animation. He's a big fan of a lot of cartoons that I don't get, but but the anti-child would be Ebony, who is in Portland, Oregon. Darth Revan says, read my next comment and then read my last comment. So read my next comment and then read my last. You're going to get me caught in an infinite loop. I see what you did there. Chief Cook says, Antrigger, I put your name in and you don't read my comment. That's because if you look at that comment, Chief Cook, I know it's a few minutes ago that you left it, but first of all, you need to put an @ symbol in front of it. Second of all, you need to put a dash in between anti and Trekker, because if you put anti space Trekker, it does not highlight. I just happened to glance at that one and saw it there. So if you put anti space Trekker, that doesn't do it. You have to put the dash in there. Luke says that video is fun. Thank you, my friend. And of course, he's clever. You're talking about Darth Revan or something else. I don't know. That's Ed Trigger replying to me saying, I hate TOS. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I don't understand why you hate TOS so much. Total Anthony says, you didn't like Doomsday Machine? Oh, yeah, I hate you guys. Bad Wolf says that new green screen is an improvement. Yeah, this is an awesome green screen. I will tell you, it is really, really good. I picked it up pretty recently, and I tell you, I wish I had known. Actually, I think this is a fairly new product, and it's very easy to set up. And so one of the reasons that I like it and got it is because if eventually I get to do my ultimate dream and take the show on the road and meet up with you guys, this can be put into a standard suitcase. It rolls up, and it's about this big by about that big around. Time to dock Mr. Miles' pay. Yeah, I can give him extra money today, too. I shouldn't have. Does Antrigger have a Reddit page? If not, we need to fix that fast. I do not, that I know of. Hey, don't feel bad, Antrigger. I only hit 185. Wow, you're 185 years old? I didn't know that. You look it, but I didn't know it. Sci-Fi Nation said I hit 47 today. Awesome. Hey, you know what? You got to start somewhere. And the main thing is produce content, and honestly, just keep working on making it better. Every video you make should be better than the video you made before. And that's one of the reasons we're hitting strides right now, is that Mr. Miles is just taking it to the next level. You guys have seen the last two videos he's edited are the triple timeline video and the Borg video, and they are freaking phenomenal, and that's why both of them are doing so well. Sent you a bird crash in Twitter. Oh, very cool. I can't wait to see that. That'll brighten my evening. What if the Federation have slave colonies to mine lithium, but we only ever got to see the jolly side of the Federation? Well, they do. They're called holograms. Physical therapy to learn to walk again may be your future. Well, I've been in physical therapy for the last month and a half, actually almost 2 months now. But yeah, first things first, they got to figure out what's wrong, and that's what the nerve study tomorrow is for. I hope that they figure it out. How about the other classic episode, and the children shall lead, code of honor, move along home, night and sick bay, threshold, and most of STD. I hate you guys. I knew I should have done this live stream. Darth Run says 2:29 a.m. I finally got my puppers to sleep now to put them down to bed. Very good, Darth Run. You get some sleep, man. Sci-Fi Sit Down says, hello there, Anti-Trigger. Sorry I'm late. Are you over 10K or at 9999 subs? No, I am over 10,000. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have known because I posted the as it was going up. As of this very moment, the official subscriber count, according to YouTube, is 10,041. Sci-Fi Nation says, a bird has SOB ships. Yours should be called all Canadian or Aussie with 4 letters before the name, such as FART. Well, except in Space Engineers, you have to put a 3-letter initial for your faction, so it's TRD. That's the best we could do. Luke says, Anti-Tracker in America gets crushed by society. Anti-Tracker in France gets protected by society. Yep, definitely not the same mentality. Well, then, you know what, Luke? Help me move to France so I can be protected by French society. You help me move there. I'll even learn how to speak French. It might take me until I die, but I'll learn. I would like a special day for people to raise money for you. Trek95. That's very kind, but no. You know what? Unless I was facing some, we actually have done it before. We've asked people to chip in, like when Mrs. Antricker had to fly to Oregon, and you guys were there. You might not have been subscribed back then, but it was incredible what you guys have ponied up to help us out. But thank you. Mr. Cat says, William Shatner received the Order of Canada. That would be like getting a presidential award down south. Okay. Bad Wolf says, yep, it's been a while, life and whatnot getting in the way. I understand that, my friend. Believe me, this has been a downright rotten year and a half for me. And let's see. Robert Smith says, why do you call yourself an anti-trekker? Well, you're going to find that out very soon, Robert. All you got to do is watch the video that comes out tomorrow, and that is going to explain the origin of my name, and it'll also explain the turd avatar. Whew. Jeff says, hey, Trey, the potential meteor storm has a very small window of viewing, 11:15 p.m. Eastern to about 12:10 a.m. Eastern, adjust for local time zone. Yeah, so for me, that'd be 10:15 to 11:15. So roughly an hour and 45 minutes. Well, actually, yeah, about an hour and 45 minutes from now. I'm gonna check it out. But I don't know what the cloud cover's like outside. That's why I say I don't know if I'll be able to see anything. Springtime says, how's it doing from Alaska? Well, you tell me. You're the one in Alaska, not me. Sci-Fi Nation says, I dare you to dare Mrs. Anti-Tricker on your next live stream by me having Mrs. Sci-Fi Nation on my live stream. Consider it a virtual wife swap. That's just kind of weird. Which would either watch one, the worst Star Trek TOS episode or the terrible ST? Which would either... I assume you mean which would you rather watch? The worst episode of TOS or terrible STD episodes? That's tough. I know it shouldn't be tough. You might think, oh, come on, obviously, because, Star Trek Discovery is like, the worst thing since, a certain German dictator from the 1940s. But honestly, it's more difficult for me to watch a truly bad episode of my favorite show than a bad episode of a show I already don't like. Because it's not like when I see Michael Burnham being pompous and smug and all that it makes me go, oh, I can't believe she's doing that, because that's just the norm. But when I see the cringe of And the Children Shall Lead or something like that, or just the creepiness of Captain Kirk in Miri. And by the way, Vile Mike, I'm so glad the Vile Child agrees with me on that. Captain Kirk was so creepy in that. It was disturbing. But the it's easier to watch the crap on Discovery in that respect than really bad episodes of TOS. So I'm going to have to probably go with Discovery. You know, there are a couple episodes, and if you've seen my worst of TOS, there are a couple episodes of TOS that I just can't watch. They are you know, I just can't. Darren says, my favorite starship lately are the production Connie, NX class, and the runabouts. I agree the NX has some of the most realistic interior sets. Yeah, I know you do, because you are the expert on that. Josh says, hopefully my audio interface will in my hands by the end of next so I can start to make audio videos. Very cool. I hope you do, Josh. And when you do, don't forget to let us in. Springtime, any thoughts on the origins of the Dominion? I have been giving it a little bit of thought. It's all the thing about the Dominion, it's not so much a mystery because they kind of spell it out a little bit, that you have the founders that were originally discriminated against, and then they developed the Jem'Hadar and basically took over. And so it's not like the founders evolved from something else. You know, the founders were just a pile of how the founders first came into being, I don't know. But I would assume they evolved in some kind of natural way, that they're not like a construct or anything. But the history of the Dominion, I think, is pretty well spelled out. You have to dig a little bit to get it all out of Deep Space Nine. But I may do a few Dominion videos because I do think the Dominion War is interesting. But that's just another project to make Mr. Miles sweat a little bit. Alexander is my crazy friend is here. Says the anti-trigger Muslim Asian wife born in the USSR is the best choice. I know she is for you. And by the way, Alexander, yes, the credits have been updated, so stay tuned at the end of the show. Yes, you will see your name. Wesley says, I said this about a year ago. When you can, see if you can host a panel at DragonCon. Maybe you can drag Lore with you. Absolutely, Wesley. That is something that I want to do eventually. And right now, the only thing that would stop me from doing it is time. You know, I will be completely honest with you, Wesley. Let's suppose, because I know DragonCon is usually in the fall, like around October. So let's say that by summer, I get to. I'm not saying this will happen, but it would be great if it did. But the odds of it are pretty slim. But let's say that by summer, I'm able to do this full time. If that were the case, then I would immediately start looking at something like that. Because as soon as I can do this full time, I don't have to worry about scheduling time off. And once I get a powerful enough laptop and an audio setup and everything that I can take on the road easy enough, bam, all I got to do is pack up my portable green screen here, pack up my my laptop, and I can do live streams from the road. And as long as I've got, you know, stuff that Mr. Miles is working on the editing side, we'll be good. So that is definitely something I want to do. And yes, I would be more than happy to drag Lore with me. I think it could be fun. Although he's got his 2 girls to worry about as well, because unlike me, his kids are little kids. And Alexander also says, congrats on the 10,000. Thank you, my crazy friend. Darth Revan says, Insomnia is my evil companion. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Roxal says, hey, Trigger's over 10,000 because of me. No, you're under 10,000 because of me. No. Well, thank you for your support, though, Roxal. I do appreciate it, even though you're a jerk. And yes, I did put that video you recorded in my video. Wesley says, Enter, it would be great if you could host a panel at a con. I would love doing it. I absolutely would. And if something like that comes up, believe me, I will be shouting it from the rooftops, not only on the live streams, but I'll probably put up a couple of videos announcing, hey, guess what, guys, here's where I'm going to be and all that. Also, again, when I can do this full time, I know for my friends overseas, like Luke and Dr. Alex and Darth Revan and stuff, it'll be a little bit longer for you guys because obviously traveling out of the country is a lot more logistically difficult than within the country. But as soon as I'm able to do this full time, I will start taking occasional road trips so I can say, hey guys, I'm going to be in, you know, California this weekend, so let's hook up. If you're in the Bay Area, we're going to hang out at Tommy's Joint in San Francisco. By the way, I don't know if Gary knows about, you know, Nerdrotic knows about Tommy's Joint, because he lives in San Francisco. He should. Tommy's Joint, good food. At least it was many years ago. And Sci-Fi Nation puts $5 in, says, this is for Mr. Miles since he does the real work. Congrats again, Antitracker. I need to get back to Cinnabon stream. Dealer's choice. All right, my friend. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that, that jerk editor of mine will thank you as well. But I have no idea which one to pick. So I'm going to blindly pick one. Did I hit? I guess I didn't hit the right button. No? Come on. All right, fine. We'll hit that one.
Dad, do you think you could start eating healthier? Well, I got this apple for you here.
I don't care, you...
My, how the tables have turned.
What tables? Go make me another super chat.
Oh, bollocks.
There we go. And let's see, where was I? It would be great if you could have, yeah, I definitely want to do that. Luke says, ask Greta Thunberg to sail you across the Atlantic. She seems to have a lot of cash for a 16-year-old. I don't think that's like getting into like Captain Kirk Miri creepiness. I don't think I want to get on a boat with a 16-year-old for months at a time. Alice says, I'm with you. Love TOS. We're about the same age. My daughters are 25 and 22. Son 19. They don't get it. Oldest son loves Star Wars. Have I failed as a parent? No, you have not. First of all, Alice, so my daughter is 24. My son is 19. So our kids are close to the same age as well. And I feel your pain having two daughters. Oh, whew, I'm sorry. But you haven't failed as a parent. Your kids have failed you. That's all. It's okay. I know you taught them that Captain Kirk is the only true captain. I know you taught them about the virtues and ethics of the original series. But unfortunately, they're freaking millennials and therefore losers. And they think that, oh yeah, Rey's awesome because she just gets everything. And that's what I want. I want to get everything. Alexander says, why are you calling yourself Jar Jar Binks fan club president? Well, I'm not. Soul of Orion says, I have epilepsy and I had some seizures. I had to relearn how to walk 1 month in the hospital. Hated it. Ooh, sounds horrible. My wife, as some of you know, my wife had a seizure just last week. She does not have epilepsy. She has what's called non-specific seizure disorder. I hope if you're watching this, babe, correct me if I'm saying that wrong. But basically means she has seizures, but she doesn't have epilepsy. But fortunately, she never got that bad. She's had a few grand mal seizures, but fortunately, she's medicated to a point to where she doesn't have grand mal seizures anymore. Resolute says, spoiler, the answer for both is Joshua. Well, I'm not sure what the question was, but okay. Darth Red says, if your anti-Trekker doesn't mean Bridget is technically Uncle Trekker, Josh is Cousin Trekker, and Anti-Doggy Trekker. No. Daniel says, your Borg theory could make sense if there wasn't a 3-part story arc named Destiny that gives proper backstory for the Borg. Except, Daniel, there's a problem with Destiny. Very simply, it's not canon. So, it doesn't really matter. And don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing Destiny. I've never read it. I don't know how good it is. I'm sure it's probably the best 3-part Star Trek novels ever. But one thing you do have to understand is that in the eyes of the way things work, if it's not on screen, it's not canon, which means books, deleted scenes, stuff like that are not considered canon. However, I'm sure I'd be curious to see what their backstory is on it. I don't know what it is, but I'm curious. We haven't seen the sun all day. Overcast. Well, of course you're in Alaska, so Alaska just sucks. Robert says, Andrew, would you call the Squire Gothos Trelane the first Q? I wouldn't call him the first Q because he had parents. However, I know that they did a book. I think the book was called Q Squared that theorized that he was like an adolescent Q or an infant Q. I like the idea. It's not, like I said, just like with Destiny, it's not canon, but it's a nice idea, and that actually fits to me as far as it seems like it would make sense. John says the worst of TOS is still better watched than Discovery, I think. Well, if you were to say, you have to watch And the Children Shall Lead or all of season 1 of Discovery, okay, I'd take And the Children Shall Lead. But I'm saying if you take And the Children Shall Lead versus one Discovery episode, I'd probably watch the Discovery episode. The worst disco is better than the worst TOS. Oh, shut up, Rock Solid. Although technically, you're kind of right. Why do you call yourself the Victorian Baboon Woman great-great-grandson? Don't remember ever saying that. And yeah, just don't remember that. Tim says, going through some old papers from my RP days, found a cool sheet of starship I designed. It was supposed to be a Federation infiltration ship TOS saucer with the back of a condensed D7. Sounds like could be interesting. Chief Cook says, in TOS Enterprise Encounter the Nomad, it talked about the other is V'ger or a Borg-like machine. Well, the other, they never, let's see, I'm trying to remember. They did say Nomad was the name of the probe that was sent by Earth, and I think they did say what the other was called. Ton-Ru. Wow, took me a minute, but I got it. Ton-Ru was the name of the other. And the other's mission was to sterilize soil samples for colonization, while Nomad's mission was to seek out life. And so they confused the two, and it sought out life to sterilize imperfections. Bad Wolf said, imagine watching all the worst episodes of Star Trek for charity. I would do it for charity, but it would have to be a whole lot of money for that charity. Or a whole lot of money for me. The Doomsday Machine is a giant racist condom. I'm not sure what you mean races, but actually it is a windsock is actually what it is. It's a windsock dipped in cement. That's what it actually is. Let's see. Alexander says you should do a video about the origin of the Tribbles. That's a tricky one. Although, we know a little bit about it, but yeah, that might be a fun one to do. I'm a huge fan of the interior sets of the refit Enterprise from Motion Picture Search for Spock. I always felt those sets were more real to me. Yes, I love, the motion picture took it to a whole other level. And yes, best looking warp core in all of Trek, bar none. The best looking bridge in all of Trek, I think, is probably the bridge from Star Trek II. Although I did really like the Star Trek VI bridge as well. But yeah, I think that there's a lot to be said. The movie era, particularly the motion picture Wrath of Khan, because the warp core that they had in Star Trek VI, which was just a revamp of the TNG warp core, I thought looked horrible. The Doomsday Machine, a machine which dumbs down the entire world's population so they will be easily conquerable by the hostile entity that created it. Are you tired? All right, we'll wrap up in a minute, okay, Auntie? All right, we'll be all right, I promise. Alexander says, why do you name yourself Lore Reloaded's evil twin? You're asking some strange questions. What have you been smoking? Sci-Fi Nation puts in $5, says this for Mr. Miles. Yes, I will hate you. Why are you giving money to Mr. Miles? Enter would be a good twin Lore if it's the evil twin. Just listen to him sing. Enter will be the good twin. Yes, Lore is the evil twin. That's correct. Wesley says, I want to see you live stream from Bird's house. I've done it before. Maybe we will again. Sorry I was driving. I will let her know you share her opinion of Creepy Kirk. Thank you. Indy Tiger says, if CBS were an alien, their name would be Jerquad. I love it. Alexander says, you should come to Quebec City during your tour. Here we like Charleston dancers. You know what? I absolutely will come. I don't know about Quebec City specifically, but I will absolutely go to Canada because I have a lot of subscribers up there, plus good friends up there like Captain Foley. I absolutely would want to go up there and meet some of you guys. Wesley says, it would be cool if Josh started doing animated shop on his channel. I don't think he's going to, but yeah, I could see that. Darth Revan says, oh my God, is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's just whining. She wants to go downstairs. But there's nobody downstairs, so if I took her downstairs, she'd immediately want to come back up. Why do you call yourself Mrs. Anti-Trekker? Don't remember doing that either, Alexander. Millennials were born in the 80s, making us in our 30s now. We're not the teens of today. Well, 24 and 20... Actually, I don't know. I get confused on the generations. But if they're post-millennials, they're even worse. Darth Sweeney says, I have epilepsy. Grand mal seizures suck. Not the kind of experience for a happy day. Yeah. I'm sorry to anybody that goes through that. Yeah. Vile Mike says, Josh was only 19. I figured he was older. Kitty's almost 16 and never would have guessed they were so close in age, you know, because you were like 20 years older than me. Thanks. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. No, you're mispronouncing. It's not Destiny. It's not canon. It's Discovery. It's not. I wish that were true. I do. Why do you name yourself Mama Prey's secret lover? Oh, that's, come on now. I love Mama Prey. She is a wonderful lady. Let's not go there. Alice says, glad to know I haven't failed as a parent. They actually are great kids, by the way. Bouts of Terror was on tonight. Oh, awesome. My favorite episode. Alexander says, you should do a video about the origins of the Gungans. Why? Although the Gungans and the Naboo make no sense. Why would they evolve on the same planet? Control Section 31 AI is from a recent DS9 Section 31 novel. It's pretty much the same thing, and it has the same name, so CBS probably owns the ideas from the novel. Well, yeah, CBS plagiarizes stuff all over the place. They've made it clear. I mean, they even said in one, like when they announced the Section 31 show, they were saying, oh, we're looking for ideas. We're looking at places like Mission Impossible and stuff. It's like, so you're just looking to steal stuff. Darth Ren's going to try to go to sleep. Take care, my friend. The bridge in Star Trek 2 was ugly as a 1980 office. Well, I disagree with you on that. Yeah, that engine room and warp core in Star Trek 2 are my favorite as well. I find it funny that the old TOS engine room seemed less dangerous in the movie Scotty wore a radiation suit. Yeah, true. Roxal says, had a $1 super chat miss at the end of the earlier stream, number 17. That's right. You were right. I remember that. I saw it right after the stream stopped, so I will pop that up for you, Rock.
Hey, you want to learn about Jesus?
There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality.
Oh, poor Auntie. Auntie's sitting there. Look at her on the view screen. She just looks so sad. Why? Because she looked up and she saw that. Think of the movie Twins. You're Arnold and Laura's Danny DeVito. Let's see. Daniel says, rumor, according to rumors, the opener to Series 12 airing New Year's Day will reveal that William Hartnell was not the first Doctor. That would be stupid. Why mess with the classic? What are they going to say? The first Doctor was a woman now? Did you like the exploration of full Vulcan male with Tuvok or the full Vulcan female with T'Pol more? I actually liked Tuvok. I thought Tuvok was a good character, more so than T'Pol. Now, granted, T'Pol was a different era, and but Tuvok felt to me like he had a level of confidence that Spock lacked, and I actually really dug that. I thought it was cool. Frackoff Feltercarb's in the house. How you doing, my friend? Alexander says, why do you name yourself World Champion Watcher of Star Trek 5? I don't know, because I thought that was your name. Multi-Gunman says, Antitricker, hi, Antitricker, how's it going? I am hanging in there, my friend, but Trek95 needs a little bit of love. Hope your mom is doing okay in that surgery. What did you think of my comment to Mrs. Antitricker about her age? It made her laugh. You made her day. So for those of you that don't know, Trek95 told Mrs. Antitricker that he was convinced that our kids were from a prior marriage because there's no way that Mrs. Antitricker was old enough to have those kids. The Naboo aren't the Naboo, they're human colonists, duh. Is that in canon anywhere? I don't know. Because they even say that they form a symbiote circle, like they're natural parts of the same world. You should do a video about the origins of Lore Reloaded. That I could do. Daniel says, William Hartnell was not the first Doctor, but in fact the first of a second regeneration cycle, meaning there were 13 female incarnations before him. I don't even want to hear about that. Millennials are basically a rename of Gen Y and covers people between 1983 and 1996. So, and Pedro Zamora just subscribed. Thank you, Pedro. If you're here, and if you're not here, well, thanks anyway. I guess it wouldn't make much sense to not say thank you. And so I guess that means, File Mike, that my daughter is actually a millennial since she was born in 95, but Joshua is not because he was born in 2000. So Wesley said, I think your kids are post-millennials. Well, one is, apparently. The engine room in Short Trek was crazy bad. That was the worst thing about that Short Trek. The best bridge The best Star Trek bridge is the Final Frontier because everything in the Final Frontier is the best of Star Trek. Whatever, Alexander. How could I see the old Doctor Who stuff? Good question. Don't know the answer to that. It can be tricky to find sometimes. I found and some of it is just lost forever. I found Tuvok to be rather meh. He didn't really bring anything new to the table when it came to knowledge about the Vulcan race. I disagree. Dan says, Enter, my friend Jacob, the Galaxy Man Shoe channel, added you on Facebook. He wants to ask you something. Well, the best way to ask me something would be to send me a message on Discord or on antrekker.com, but I gotta tell you, Daniel, it takes me a while to get to this stuff because people are messaging me left and right. I do look at all the messages, but I can't respond because I just don't have time. Like, I know you've been sending me a ton of stuff, Daniel, and I apologize for not responding to a lot of it, but it's just because of time-wise. Did you say the human Naboo evolved there? Come on, humans are from Coruscant and migrated across the universe. Well, I don't know. Did they ever say that? I don't know. You look Time Lord. Okay? You look Franklin. You should do a video about the origins of MCU Neg. I knew that was coming eventually. Frakoff says BritBox, so you can see a lot of old Doctor Who on BritBox. I believe that. So BritBox, there's your answer. Yeah, I know. We're wrapping it up. Commander Sutter says, hey, Terry, did the Phoenix have dilithium? If so, where did he mine it from? No, it had a fusion reactor, which in Star Trek lore, if you look around, a fusion reactor can get you a low-powered warp flight, but you can't achieve higher-powered warp flight without dilithium. Did they use the warp core from the Enterprise A in Voyager? Looks familiar. It does look very much like the same. It's not the Enterprise A, but the Enterprise refit. The Enterprise A had a redress of the next generation warp core, but the Enterprise refit and the Voyager warp core look very similar, which is why the Voyager warp core is my second favorite. Calm down, Nanty. We'll go in a minute. So I am going to be wrapping up, guys, just so you know. So I'm only going to read a couple more comments, then I got to wrap it up because Auntie's going to go crazy here. Star Wars, every species has a home planet. The fact that Naboo live in symbiosis with the Gungans just means they shared the world with the natives instead of wiping them out. Well, like I said, I don't think there's any canon explanation to them at all. And so I don't think that they specifically state they're colonists or that they're not. I know, Auntie. I know. I'm wrapping it up, I promise. Pluto TV has a classic Doctor Who channel. Yeah, but they only put on a few episodes. Antrekker does not respond because he's too busy in Turd Town. No, I'm just trying to keep the dog calm. Daniel says, Enter, have you read Crisis on Infinite Earth's comic? Remember Superboy Prime? He had his universe erased and went nuts at the end. He murdered Golden Age Superman. I don't remember him murdering Golden Age Superman, but I do have Crisis on Infinite Earths. You look, this cannot be Wallace. I'm prettier than this man. Yes, I do love Steven. I hate all 2OS and love Discovery. See, Antrekker admits this goes better. Shut up. Why do you name yourself MCU MA Gene Specialist? I certainly don't. Multi-Gambit says, when is the 24/7 Anti-Beagle YouTube live stream channel coming? I don't know. We got to work on that one. Jess says, Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay. Alice says, hope you feel much better soon and tonight, much better tonight and tomorrow. Thank you. Stop putting comments in. I'm just going to have to cut you off. Robert Smith, in your personal canon, Saavik married Spock and pregnant. No, although I could see her being pregnant from their encounter on the Genesis planet. Most of the classic Doctor Who is on Amazon. I'm watching a ton of Tom Baker. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Good night. Happy 10K. Thank you, Thomas. Turkestan people kind of miss you. I know. I'm sorry I've been so swamped. I'm hoping to be able to play soon. Trek95 says, thank you all so much for all mean a great deal. Thank you, Trek95, and do keep us posted. Alexander says, you should do a video about the origins of Hulk Hogan. No! Sci-Fi says, in Star Wars Legends lore, humans are from Coruscant in their home world. Yeah, but that's Legends, so it's no longer canon. And Rock Solid says Kirk was the worst captain. You jerk. How you going to ruin... So Darth Maul says, wouldn't that be something if Spock's son is in Picard? That could be. That would actually be interesting. So I could see them doing something like that and it actually being kind of cool. I know, Auntie. I know. We're wrapping it up. All right, guys, so I am going to wrap it up there. Don't forget, Alexander, that the credits do have your name in them now. So there you go. Take care and have a great night. And thanks again for 10,000, and I can't wait till we get to 20. course, rock solid's got to be a dick about things. After talking about how much he hates. Why are you even a subscriber here since you hate the original series so much? Don't understand that. And yes, I'm going to walk the dog. Well, I'm not going to walk the dog, but Joshua is as soon as we finish this live stream. Number 4, you got it, my friend. Hello, world. Oh, I see. I was playing 2 things at once, so that was kind of confusing. All right, now let's try it. See, will you play? Hello, world. And Wesley puts in $2 just in time to ruin my day. Here you go, Wesley.
Sir, we are being hailed.
On screen. What is your problem?
I am lore.
Do you need help?
I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Lore Reloaded.
Let me guess, their rubber band broke, right?
I make YouTube go.
Oh, man. And then Jaeger throws $5 in at the last possible second, says, when do you think your yesterday's Enterprise video will be ready? Hopefully your mother makes a full recovery along with your knee. May I see woman? You can. And I will well, it's not my mom. It's Trek95's mom that took a tumble. So I'm trying to keep Auntie from getting into trouble here. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, I'll be able to do that video next week. So that's my goal. And so, because that's not going to be a particularly hard one to do, but I actually watched it just last night to kind of refresh myself on the episode to get my thoughts on what I'm going to do. Anyway, so Jaeger, let me find the old woman for you. Is it this one?
No.
Wrong one.
I'm a better female character than you.
You would be if you didn't spend all your time with that temper tantrum mean guy.
At least I'm not the one on a show with a questionable acronym.
Take it back.
No!
Yes. Oops. Sorry to bother you.
And there we go. We got to wrap it up, guys. So take care. Have a good one.
You son of a bitch, anti-tracker!